Welcome back, folks. It's Electric again, commentating this Global Speedrun Association 70-star Division 2 League race for you between Pete and Super Viper. This should be a pretty decent one. These guys, if I remember right, they're fairly close in the standings, so we should have a pretty decent matchup on our hands here. Let's see how things end up. Looks like Pete going to go ahead and get started there. We're going to go ahead and pause that. This is a pre-recorded race. As you can see here, Pete in 5th place, Viper in 7th. Only 11 points apart. So either winner here, if Pete wins, he could be propelling himself potentially all the way up above Drogi, who got bopped out a second by Murmo with that 90-point forfeit win. But meanwhile, Super Viper looking to potentially propel himself all the way up in 4th over JJ before his race tonight. So either way, whoever wins is probably going to shake up the standings a decent amount. It seems like between 7th and 3rd, very, very close in point values. Let's go ahead and get things started for y'all. Got that sync going and everything. And we're well on our way for our race. Yeah, so Crimexen, or Crimson is probably the way you want that pronounced. The way that some of these races will work is these guys met up at some previous time and did their race to just in front of a GSA moderator. I have no idea what's going to happen in this race. Nobody watching knows what's going to happen. Only 3 people, the 2 that played and the 1 that moderated the race, actually know how this race turned out. The commentary is always going to be live every single time, but in some cases, the players just won't be able to meet up during any time slot on the days that we have to have their runs. So in lieu of having to have a bunch of cancellations, we just have some races pre-recorded earlier on in the week. So we're going into Lakitu skip now. Viper with a slightly alternate setup looked like. It looked like he kind of did the kick in like a reverse order. Like, I'm not exactly sure what was going on there, but either way, it worked for both. Going on in for bomb clip now. Just one getting medium bomb, one getting big bomb could easily change the lead to this race already. All right. Looks like somehow Super Viper actually grabbing the bomb a little bit faster, so we're going to be maintaining the near sync right now. Any Octogers in chat? Pull out the Octogers if you got them. You only got a month to do it. Shout outs to Octoger. The most stress I've felt in my entire life was when ZFG was trying to put up Octoger and he said, I think I only have one size of it. I thought Octoger was dead. I heard Octoger is kill, and I say no. Anyway, let's get some slide guesses out. 12-7, 12-8. 12-9s on the across the board. Okay, okay. Now we're going to be moving into Womps. I'm going to be surprised if this near sync persists throughout Womps. This is an easy stage to lose little bits of time here and there and big bits of time in a couple of spots. So we'll see if these guys are able to hold everything together, hold the fort down all the way through. All right, so let's see what star order these guys decide to go for. My personal preference is cannonless, then 100 coin, then finish out the rest of the stage. I still do the owl full strat, but both these guys going for owlless first, and it's good on both sides. Nice. Nearly synced owlless attempts, and they're both successful. In fact, they looked about the same almost. They looked to be about the same distance into the cage. It looked like Viper may have gotten a slightly earlier frame wall kick. It looked like he got a little bit further out from the cage, but still clipping right on in. Let's see. Cannonless attempt from Pete. Meanwhile, Viper going for full cycle 100 coin. Instead of grabbing that line of 5 at the start, he's just going to start out with that ring, which gives him a little bit more leeway to make this full cycle here. But this awning jump is going to be the hardest part, and he misses the awning entirely. And again, oh no. Oh, come on. This is... Oh, and he grabs the star, just gets a little bit too close. Oh, that's devastating. And Pete, meanwhile, gonna end up grabbing the tree for Mario. Nice backup skills here. So he knows because of that little tree flip, he wasn't going to be able to hit full cycle, but he was still going to be able to get Wild Blue just fine. Now, Super Viper going to be starting over on his full cycle 100 coin. So full cycles on both sides. Oh, Viper probably not going to be able to hit full cycle now with that momentum stop. Full is much tighter than half, even when you do this awning kick. And not quite getting on the right side of the pillar, so he's going to have to just take the half cycle at this point, despite not grabbing really any of the coins that would warrant it. So let's see here. Viper's now on his platform, but Pete going to make the true full cycle. So going to be saving even more time over Viper, not even considering Viper having to take that Wild Blue star with that accident. Decent endings from both. Nice camera angle from Viper for the ending. The same from Pete. And so Viper with that kind of a strange hybrid of half and full cycle there, having to grab the 2 coin lines at the end. Meanwhile, Pete with the true full cycle, and he's going to be a star ahead at the moment. Viper still has to go on in for cannonless, so it's about a 20-second difference. Maybe a little, probably closer to 15, actually. Let's see this cannonless attempt. I'm thinking, yeah, full setup. Not really expecting any texture setup shenanigans from these guys. And Viper grabs the star, nice and handy, so yeah, about 15 to 20. Not exactly sure. Actually, probably closer to 25. You can't believe D whatever just got 45-38. Yeah, I can't believe that either, because that's not true. You played yourself. Nice try. Yeah, he may have gotten a 45, 38, and 45 star or something. I don't know why you'd come in talking about that in chat. Pete heading to the top of the fortress now as Viper grabs that star from just mercilessly killing a block of stone. I mean, this has to... Oh! Pete jumps over the top of the fortress, though. Doesn't get the long jump. Instead, just a standard jump that puts him right over the edge. You're gonna have to wait on this platform all over again. And he just cannot grab the star. Okay. Well, that puts this race a lot closer together. Viper not able to get the triple jump strat, but very, very nice clean backup there. It can be kind of hard to plan that side flip to be able to do it quickly. His 45-star record is a 38. That's the point. A 45 would be a terrible... But at least it'd be possible. He would have to lower his sum of best by 50 seconds for a 45-38 to even be a thought. Not even possible. 12-7 from Pete. I'm going to go ahead and say Viper is going to try to match him, but just fall a little short with a 12-8. It's 45-38 in European seconds. Yeah, in metric seconds, yeah. That makes more sense, yeah. Imagine what a metric time scale would look like. Like, that feels so weird. I guess mainly because we're used to, like, customary time, you know, 60 seconds per minute, 60 minutes per hour, but... I don't know, I guess there'd be a way to make that work. 10 seconds per decaseconds. 10 decaseconds per... I don't know how metric prefixes work. Kiloseconds? No, that's not right. I'm going to stop focusing on that. Nice wing caps from both. Pete missing one of the final coins, but able to back it up very quickly. There are indeed 100 seconds in our minute in Europia. Okay. Yeah, I know metric seconds are a thing, but they're not different from, like, standard seconds. Like, there's a metric definition for the second, but... Like, it's not the same as, like, the difference between a kilogram and a pound. Yeah, Viper is a lot closer than he was after the end of that 100-coin fiasco. Darkwold could easily change things. Pete seems to be playing really solidly here, but one tiny mistake at the end could lose him 40 to 50 seconds, which would put Viper in a pretty handy, nice little lead. Povshig movement coming out from Pete, just wants to play everything ultra safe. That long jump is definitely deadly, especially if you're not well practiced at it, but these guys have a ton of practice. Povshig also from Viper. Just comfy stuff here. Yeah, Viper's not going to go for that cycle. Even if he was able to grab the coin, it would put him in a kind of awkward position with these moving platforms that he has to jump off of. So that can be a pretty smart call to just take that extra little bit of time loss to make sure that you'll have a comfortable moving platform position. How many megaseconds old are you? What's heavier? A kilogram or a kilogram of feathers? That's right, it's a kilogram of steel, because steel is heavier than feathers. Oh, Viper trying for that optimal spin, but just not quite working out. All right, so Pete's going to be moving on into Sky Jump. Meanwhile, Viper having a little bit of fun while he's got to wait for the key to become available. It's a Lemmy Show reference, EBM. What do you mean? They're both a kilogram. But steel's heavier than feathers. I know, but they're both a kilogram. The feathers because you have to carry the burden. Oh boy, Pete misses Sky Jump. He's going to back this up with the slope. That's an interesting choice. I don't think this is that much faster than the other backup. With that Viper, do we have a sync? If he gets this, we have a sync. And it's clean. Just like that, the race is synced back up. Pete going on in for that kind of interesting backup choice. The backup that I typically do, I don't know if what he did was faster or not. I'll go over to that green rock, do a triple jump off of it, fly over to the fence, and basically do the island hop movement, except like instead of the long jump wall kick, just do a triple right off that area and fly over to the island. That might be a bit faster though, what Pete just did. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, Pete ends up hitting the lip of that little half balcony there. Not quite sure what to call that. Commentator does not have experience in architecture. Both of them go. Wall kicks will work, but Pete crawling on the ground just a little bit. Pete gonna destroy the sink because, or rather Viper destroying the sink just from his unwillingness to try to do that advanced wall kicks will work movement. Not sure why he feels more comfortable with this movement, because I mean, the advanced movement is 100% safe if you mash A for the wall kick and just take the tiny bit of time loss from having to do backup movement at the bottom. But no matter what, like if you do it optimally, it's still a second faster than the movement Viper just did. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm just an advocate for doing that advanced movement. It's really not as bad as people make it out to be. You can get it consistent pretty fast. I have it consistent, and I have a 101 or a 10054. Commentator not a fan of basic CCM strats. You're right, Fluff. I'm not. It's not how I play things. You don't let the controller crunching machine crunch you. You crunch it every time. Pete with the triple jump start to enter into the cabin. Now, Viper goes for CCM 17. He's a noted hater of the Penguin race, which that last race with a cartoon buffoon kind of shows off why some people feel that way. But Pete's going to be going on in for the CCM 18 route, so these guys are going to be a little bit wonky as far as like where they are in relation to each other until we get to SSL. So you're not going to have to wait very long for their routes to reconverge. Never watch your runs then? Oh god, Fluff, why must you betray me in this way? I'm telling you, man, that advanced strat is not hard, especially with the short wall kick. It is not difficult. So both of these guys doing some sliding around for coins. The difference being Pete's about to go do it during a penguin race, while Viper's going to go ahead and move on over into BBH almost immediately after this. You used to do CCM 100 plus slide, then race Penguin after. I mean, it's safe. It's not optimal, but at least it's safe. So Pete going on in on 100 coin. Misses 1 coin on the archway. I didn't see if he got the safety. His coin count looks like he did. Oh, yeah, okay. He had the safety. So he still has 1 more coin to miss despite missing 1 on the shortcut line. Personally, I think the safety red is always worth it. Once you get used to slide movement, it's not too hard to avoid more coins at the end. Now, he didn't avoid really any coins at the end, or at least he didn't avoid enough, so he's going to take the slow cam here. Smart decision. The star is further back than it normally would be, so the long jump timing is much tighter. If he got 1 more coin, it would be impossible to long jump and grab the star. So, the slow cam, I think, is definitely a good decision there, because otherwise you could long jump a little bit short of the star, and then you kind of risk ending up accidentally like falling off the edge of that ice, which is the worst mistake to make. You got the star spawned, you got the penguin race done, and then you just die at the very end. It's so tragic. What was the routing difference? Pursuing Spy, what it is, Pete did an extra star in CCM and did 100 coin with a different star. Basically the same, except he raced the penguin rather than just doing the slide. So Viper has to get an extra star in SSL as a result. This means that Pete only has to do pillarless, a very precise trick, once, whereas Viper has to do it twice. Nice big boo kill from Viper. Moving on out of there as we speak, as Pete goes ahead and grabs his bookshelf star and goes on in for Boo next. Now, if I remember right, I think Viper... I think he kind of varies between going for double plus and going for HMC early. The big point of doing 100 coin with the penguin race and doing the slide by itself is you're able to finish out LLL with exactly 30 stars, which opens Fire C, so that you can save HMC for later, which allows you to get another star from Ips later on in the game, thus avoiding another stage star later on. You mean Sama 82 plus? Shout out. Most infamous member of the community just for saving 2 seconds on pillarless. All right, let's see this first plus attempt from Viper here. He wants a big bomb here, and that's a frame perfect grab. He gets the big bomb, going with the traditional plus setup. Much easier to control your angle and much less precise on that re-grab. So to break down this trick real quick, it starts similarly to bomb clip, where you're trying to grab the bomb as it's exploding. And when you grab it mid-explosion, the bomb's hitbox is bigger than it normally is, but the game doesn't know that, so it puts it in the same position relative to Mario. But this creates a problem in that the bigger hitbox actually intersects with Mario's hitbox. The game really doesn't like that, so it tries to force them apart, which gives Mario a lot of backward speed. And so SuperViper doing secrets here, confirming that he's going to be doing double plus here. Now, plus adds another element to the strat that you do for bomb clip, in that you do a re-grab, which re-grabbing the bomb in this glitchy state allows you to do more movement options like ground pounding and such. And it also extends the bomb's timer by a lot. And so with that precise double jump off the sand there and this jumping movement up the side of the pyramid, you're able to make your way up towards the top of the pyramid, which is a separate polygon since it breaks off the top if you hit the top of the pillars. And you're able to clip right in and go down into the hole. Saves about, I believe, 6 to 7 seconds over some pillar full strats, but it saves about 12 to 14 over the standard pillar full strat, which is to use the shell. There is a shell-less strat, but it's much more difficult than the shell full strat, so. Oh, Pete fails the double jump there. That double jump is really, really tight with the timing, because as soon as you get the single jump out, Mario is already back on the slope, basically. So you have to double tap A really, really quickly. Yeah, happy to help people understand it. I know it's kind of a weird trick, especially for people seeing the game for the first time, but the mechanics it's grounded in are at least in my opinion, somewhat understandable even to a layperson. It's pretty much just exploiting the fact that you can grab something that's exploding. That's really it. If they had made it so that the bomb was ungrabbable during the explosion, none of that would be possible. But Super Viper, already moving into LLL, had much better luck with his 2+ attempts than Pete had with his 1. So he's pretty well cruising at this point. Decent 25, 30-second lead. What's the time difference between CCM 18 versus 17 and Double Plus? I don't remember exactly. I think it's... I know it's less than 10, but I'm not sure exactly how much. I think it's around 4 or 5. But I'm not entirely sure. You'd have to ask someone like Taviskoff that does a lot of timing work and would probably know the exact difference. Now, Viper with the triple jump lava boost movement, you get a ton of height from this at the compromise of that triple jump being fairly awkward to set up, at least in my opinion. But as you notice, he went way above the platform, so height really isn't an issue with that boost. It's like 7 seconds with double Tama. Thanks, Dup. Yeah, the concept behind parallel universes is really, really fascinating. Panon has another video on his uncommented channel showing another instance of like how that floating point stuff works. And like at a certain point, I think it's in a PU, at a certain like really far out distance, Mario will actually like constantly stutter step because the floating point precision is so wide at that like high value that like every increment Mario is moving, like there's no like fine increments of the movement. It's like he'll like it almost looks like you're dropping frames, but you can tell by like everything else that you're not. How many different lava boost strats are there? Oh geez. Okay. If you want mainstream strats, there's basically 3: the triple jump, the long jump, and the pro. There exists other boosts such as a Kori boost, Akira, main boost, but you don't see them too often. I believe Akira boost is the only one that you see remotely commonly, and it's still pretty uncommon. Shut up, Fluff. At one point in time, I thought there were 2 ways to do Pro Boost. I have since realized that I am completely wrong, and I deserve all the flack I get for that. Viper with the ledge grab skip there. Having a really, really nice angle to his long jump. Meanwhile, Pete with a very nice triple bully dispatch. Is PU TAS only? Using PUs for anything is TAS only, I believe. On console, if you don't hold the camera if you don't have camera held, then PUs will crash the game. You have to like go into pause and make it so that holding R will lock the cam in place. But you can't really do anything productive with PUs. Okay, Pete having some issues here. I think he either failed lava boost or just got like a very strange boost trying to get up to the elevator here. And since he's doing elevator tour at this off cycle, he has to watch this fire bar here, make absolutely certain he doesn't touch it. Nice double jump and a very safe long jump ending. All right, Viper's moving on over to DDD. Pete, however, still has 1 last star in Lethal Lava Land. So Viper touches the door at about 28. Let's see when Pete touches it. It's going to be, again, probably about... In fact, at this point, I think it's more like 40 seconds. Okay. Pete has to grab this... Well, he doesn't have to grab this coin here, but he needs to grab 2 coins on his way to doing whatever lava boost he does. So probably long jump boost. Nope, triple. Gets a bit of a faster setup than Viper ended up grabbing. Viper, meanwhile, dealing with these chests in the current here. Tesorix, that elevator that goes down to the cavern that Dory is in, I believe you can build up enough speed on that elevator to travel to a PU fairly easily with BLJ. I'm pretty sure I've done it. I mean, I've BLJ'd on it and made the game crash before, which I'm pretty sure was because I went to a PU. Pretty sure. It could be a separate crash that I don't know enough about, but to know that it would be a thing. But you accidentally... How would you do something like that? What would you even BLJ off of it? Oh, yeah, you could BLJ off that elevator in the cabin. That's right. Okay. So Super Viper going on in for rear sub. Nice, comfy, safe strats. The strat isn't totally free. It can be a little hard to judge the distance you are from that fin, but Viper doing it, executing it very, very well. Grabbing the star pretty quickly. Oh, the roof too? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so Pete heading on into DDD for Substar. Meanwhile, Viper is going to chase this Manta Ray. Speaking of explaining things, the reason that this Manta's hitbox rings are so bad is because this game actually has a bug in it. I know, it sounds so alien. It sounds so wrong to say, but this game is not entirely perfect. And that bug is that the hitboxes on the rings don't actually spawn corresponding with the rings. So in many cases, they're rotated almost 90 degrees compared to where the ring itself actually, like, visually is. Again, Pan and Koic has a very good video demonstrating how different those hitboxes can be. The first 5 or so rings have a very good hitbox that pretty well correlates with the ring itself, but after that, most of them are sideways like that, and it's very difficult to swim through their center because of it. Viper in Fire Sea, though, trying for Lava Boost movement here. He's on good pace for it. Got some nice elevator movement there. The side flip to the triple is pretty difficult to land. He's able to do it. Gets the double wall kicks, no ledge grab. Think he's got it. It's good. Nice. Great stuff from Super Viper there. The side flip ending. Let's see if he can pull off the full good ending. Oh, gets burned by the flame shooter, just barely. So he's just going to go ahead and take the bad ending now. Not a big deal. Yeah, locking the camera prevents crashing. It's just the game attempting to load the camera in the PU that crashed. It's not being in a PU itself. Let's see Pete's movement throughout this Fire Sea. I didn't see his very intro movement, but assuming it was solid. Oh, okay. He might not be on pace for Lava Boost, but early LEs should definitely still be on the table. Won't be losing too much time, if any, really, to Super Viper, with Super Viper having to take that bad ending. Yeah, the platforms are still ascending. He can still get early LEs. It's going to be a little tight, but yeah, he's good. Just needs the double jump wall kick, the ledge grab's good. I wasn't sure if his speed or his position would result in that ledge grab not happening. Getting amped, though, he almost was able to deal with these platforms at a low lava cycle, but that amp just wanted him to see the lava for himself, wanted to see the living conditions he has to deal with every day in and day out. Viper exiting course, moving on up to Wet Dry World, the biggest source of RNG in the game, if you can believe that. Pretty much every coin spawn in Wet Dry World is RNG based as far as how far the coins will spray. A little bit more in-depth mechanics for you. Every time a coin spawns from a box, from an enemy, from anything like that, the game calls its RNG function, meaning a random number is generated 3 times. One for the X, one for the Y, and one for the Z velocity. So you can have a coin, you can have every coin have a pretty dead drop, but have one coin that just gets a slightly bad RNG roll and just goes flying in a random direction. Now, I don't know more specifically if the RNG calls are different for different objects, but I personally feel like they are, because coin boxes and enemies seem to have larger sprays than coin boxes, like these exclamation boxes. Pretty nice movement so far from Viper, though. Still has his safety coin. Wants to try to hold on to it until after he hits that Chuckya, if he can. Counterclockwise movement. Or rather, clockwise movement, counter amp movement. And he gets all the coins from that box. This box can be a little weird grabbing all the coins from, since you have to deal with this whole cutscene in the middle of you breaking the box. Oh! Takes a dive instead of a kick there. That's one of the design elements of this game that is so hard to deal with sometimes, is that the kick and the dive are handled on the same button. It's just how much speed you have, which determines which one you get. And just holding the stick back isn't always enough to ensure that you get a kick instead of a dive. Now, Pete taking this alternate order, he's going to be doing some of the, I guess, easier or quicker stars, rather, before 100 coin. I believe this actually cost him before. It could have been a different runner I'm thinking of, but Another runner did all 3 of the stars that weren't 100 coin first and missed one of the blues, which caused him to be forced to exit course so that he'd be able to actually make up for that missed blue, since I think he may have missed 2 and there just aren't enough coins in the stage to make up for that. You always wonder where they get... Oh! Viper misses the wall kick on the awning jump there. I think his angle was good, so he probably could have made that had he actually gotten the wall kick. Oh, and the angle there I don't think was good. I think that was a little too steep, so he wouldn't have been able to wall kick off the wall anyway. Not quite sure. He's just going to go ahead and take the staircase movement now. Pete finishing up with top of the town. Taking some very basic movement here, but it's working out for him. He's not losing any real time like SuperViper's having to deal with. Viper, the wall kicks. Okay, that is a nice save there. It's really, really easy to miss a wall kick after you've already gotten to the top. Everything feels so weird. You just want to get on that platform as soon as you can. But Jasmine T, a lot of the source for some of the like in-depth like game engine type stuff that I'm saying is from the YouTuber Panin Koek. In particular, his uncommentated Panin channel has a lot of just little interesting tidbits on how various small things in the game work. Like, I think he even has a video on like what makes various characters blink in the game and stuff like that. Like, if you go on that channel, you can get lost on an afternoon just with all sorts of information about how exactly little tiny nuances of the game work. Now, Pete had already lost his safety coin, so had to take some roundabout movement to actually grab the that spider coin, or the skater coin, as we call it down here in the South. Them darn skaters eat you alive, and then they won't even give you a coin when you ask for one. Darn annoying little insects. Now, Pete, no safety coin for this box here. Viper moving on into THI. Pete, meanwhile, just going to finish up this 100 coin right quick. Now, Viper he's in kind of an awkward position to do this jump. Finally gets the secret out, though. I honestly didn't think he grabbed it. I was wondering why he's moving away from it already. A lot of lag being incurred there. Pete could make up some time if he's more confident in his secret order. And Viper, he was on the position on the island where if he got a ledge grab, he would have had to get a slow one to make sure he didn't take the warp, but still managing to make it work and not have to take the ledge grab. Had a very nice jumping position from the slope. Viper heading up top on this island. Oh, Pete getting bopped away by a Goomba. I don't think I've seen a Goomba force Mario to do that before. Oh, Pete taking a burn. He's not saving any time over Viper here, unfortunately. Cannot seem to get this third secret for anything. Finally gets it with a wall kick. He's going to go ahead and side flip and make his way up to the fourth secret. Overall, much, much messier. Had a couple seconds to save over Viper, but ending up losing a few more. Now Viper just goes on in for Piranha Plucking. This start can be surprisingly dangerous as well. If you just misangle a slide kick, you could end up falling off this platform and incur massive time loss. There's no way to get back up on this platform directly with when you're on the huge island. You'd have to like swim all the way over to the platform where like there's that hole in the wall, and it'd just be a whole thing. I think the last time I saw someone fall from there, they actually just exited course, because I think that's actually faster than trying to back it up in the level. Why are there more than one THI paintings? Yeah, like the Soric said, the one in the middle doesn't do anything. The one that Pete's cam is facing right now is that'll take you to Tiny Island, and this one takes you to Huge Island. Or sorry, I had that backwards. This one takes you to Tiny Island, just like the painting shows. The other one takes you to Huge Island. Ooh, Viper, very, very nice water movement there. So I mentioned this last race, but in case some of you weren't around, when you enter water, the game snaps Mario to the top of the water, then calculates how far down he should dive based on what his speed was entering the water. So with that mountain clip, what you optimally want to do is land just barely grazing on that first body of water that's low, and before the game can fully apply your downwards momentum, fall into the next body of water. So you'll have basically no momentum, and you'll be almost at the top of the water. You'll only need like 1 or 2 swims to actually clip back. So Viper with some very, very nice clips here. And the way that mountain clip works is just the geometry that wall is a little bit wonky, and whenever you do the diving movement, the way Mario's hitbox interacts with the wall, just briefly it goes through the wall, and since it's already through, the game just says, okay, you just stay through, just stay on over there. And Nintendo is pretty reliable at always making extra water for any body of water, so we've got a nice little extra bit of. And finally, that up warp into the upper body of water is, again, because the game snaps you to the top of a body of water, and that body of water extends, I believe, infinitely, or if not infinitely, very far down in this. So by going under it like that, it snaps you to the top, and you have nowhere near enough momentum for it to push you as far down as you were starting in. So it results in that like weird up warp looking situation. Nice log wall kicks. Viper going on in for reds. Let's see how these go. This can be a pretty deadly star. Going for that somewhat advanced diving rollout for the third red there. Let's see his maze movement here. This maze, just go inside of it and see up and just look around, and you'll see just how nefarious the geometry here is. There's one polygon in particular on next to the platform with the 7th red that just, it doesn't seem to be there for any other reason than to just troll you if you're trying. Yeah, I like to say TTM is tippy light. It can have some time losses comparable to Rainbow Ride and TTC. It would make sense as a stage in Tippy. It really would. Viper with a breezeless attempt. Wall kicked off the wrong wall, though, so he wasn't even able to attempt the ground pound. Meanwhile, Pete getting messed around with by those moles, but he's able to get to the top pretty quickly. Tippy demo, yeah. This is your Tippy free trial, your Tippy AOL disc. Viper moving on into Snowman's Land. Pete just has a couple of stars left to grab, and they're fairly cool. It seems that Viper's lead has been fairly steady throughout this race. Let's see the Snowman's head strat here. Sliding wall kick. Doesn't get the wall kick out, though, and he starts to slide down the hill, but manages to recover very quickly. Goes for that more basic movement, just wall kicking off of that ice platform. It's really convenient that those ice platforms have those icicles that also have collision. All right, now Pete, all he has to deal with is breezeless, and it's good. Nice. Pete gonna make up about, I think that's gonna be 3 or 4 seconds or so over Viper. Getting breezeless saves about 2 seconds over not even attempting it, and failing it loses 2. Nice cheeky little time save for Pete. Big connect. What's up, GSA? Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. I just had to. Let's see how this deep freeze goes for Viper. Very clean triple jump. Pete seemed to have a little bit better luck with top of the Snowman's head. Yeah, that just woke everyone up. All right, Pete heading on over for Whirl. Meanwhile, Viper going to be going for chill with the... Very, very nice execution on both these players' stars. Viper just maintaining that 2-star lead. Just needs to hold it together through the rest of the race. 3 stages, but even something like Mips being a little bit mischievous could easily make this race turn very, very... Pete pretty well has some free stars left. Interesting how he does this not last. Most players opt to do chill last. Kind of interesting order. Viper grabs Mips. That's one major time loss potential out of the way. Mips grabs are fairly easy, but you mess up one little thing and you can be chasing the rabbit, hearing the Benny Hill theme in your head. A nice triple from Pete. Well, I mean, ominous. Pete isn't even a minute behind, I don't think. He might be, but it's not any more than a minute 10. It's nowhere near the 5 minutes you predicted. I don't know, maybe Pete's console will just crash during TTC, who knows? Viper going for triple box jump, and it's very, very... He's not really giving Pete any room to make up time at this point, but Tippy still looming over the... I'm sure Super Viper's heart rate is increasing. My mic is cutting out. Oh, that's. Let me know if it keeps happening. It might be like an internet thing, but it should be fine. Normally, when it does that, the video starts stuttering too, but it doesn't seem to be stuttering. I might also. It might be like a sensitivity thing. All right, Viper gonna finish up Christmas Miracle now. Just has one more quickie to grab an HMC. Is it still doing it? Like since they mentioned it, like is it still like a constant thing? Because there's a way I can fix it, but it's a pain. It's a huge pain. Oh jeez. I'll fix it after this race. I'm sorry. I'd have to BRB for like 5 minutes. Oh, Boulder having a little bit of an issue with SuperViperT. He seems to have been able to go through it just fine. Pete almost getting trolled, but Boulder just barely moving out of his way, being a nice guy. All right, so now Viper's making his way up to Tippy. It's his race to lose. It could still happen. Just a few mistakes in TT's and really Tippy generally could easily turn the tide. If he's not able to get Lakitu bounce easily, if he takes a death late in TTC 100, anything could happen at this point. All right, Lakitu bounce attempt. Let's see it happen. The angle, I don't think it... Oh, okay, I'm a little surprised that wall kick, but the slide not quite long enough. You have to be sliding for 4 frames to get a jump out, and either he just tried jumping too early or didn't have the wooden platform just said, oh, no, no, no. But nice Reds backup from Viper. Okay, let's see. Second try on Lakitu bounce. Pete making his way into Rainbow Ride now. Okay, here it goes. Oh, Viper getting bopped into oblivion. Let's see Pete's attempt. He's midway through. Gets the wall kick. Gets the bounce. He's jumped. It's not over yet, but he's a lot closer than Viper's been yet. See it happen. The double jump, the kick, the long jump. He's got... If Viper doesn't get this, it could be a pretty... Oh, a third fail from SuperViperT. Pete, he's still not quite in the lead just yet. He's a lot closer than when he started. Viper not getting the ledge grab there. Gonna have to take some awkward backup movement for swinging instead of trying... This is starting to melt down a little bit for Viper. Let's see Pete... Oh, doesn't get the triple jump off the flame shooter. Pete is in the driver's seat now. Gonna manage to get swinging just with that Pete a star. Oh, man. So here we go. Viper not even getting the wall kick this time. I'm gonna have to use Tricky as a backup. Let's see if it works this time. Oh, still not able to ledge grab. Just not quite getting a good setup. Pete gets it first try. Okay, Pete just has Reds left. Reds can still be dangerous. You can still lose a ton of time, but Pete is definitely forging a nice lead for himself. Okay, Red's coming up from Pete, taking kind of a little awkward of a setup for that triple jump, but works out for him. Misses the wall kick there, it's fine. He's just gonna do this nice, quick backup there. Viper finally is able to get Lakitu bounce going. Oh, but he doesn't get the final jump! One jump away from the pole, and he just wasn't able to make it work. Oh, man, not like this. And still no ledge grab. Oh, this is tragic for Viper. Viper started Rainbow Ride 50-plus seconds ahead, and he's probably going to end it 50-plus behind. Pete already working his way into TTC. It's critical that this goes well for Pete. Just because Rainbow Ride goes well for you is no guarantee that the clock is not going to just completely wreck your day. Pete going to go for the safety red here. Because he missed one from the box, he'll only have one extra, but that should be enough for this route. And he's going to have to go just for this triple jump backup rather than the standard triple wall kick. Okay. Let's see this blue coin switch. This can be pretty... If you ground pound a little too early or too late, you could be falling right into the abyss, but it goes fine for him. This wall kick off the just nub of a wall right here works out for him. Now he's pretty well into the danger zone at this point. Any big mistake could cost him tons of time here. Viper's still unable to get Lakitu bounce, just going to take the death, and I think he may have forfeited with that. That's a forfeit there. Oh, man. Ouch. That is so unfortunate. He must have either, like, rage reset or just complete rage quit there, which, I mean, if Lakitu bounce just isn't coming out for you, that is certainly understandable. And what's really unfortunate is Pete isn't any more than 7 minutes, maybe, from finishing. And because he wasn't quite finished, Viper's going to take a negative 15 points for this forfeit, rather than just a 0 points. But all right, let's see how Pete handles the rest of it. He's done with 100 coin. First 2 stars that he's done in TTC. Now he's got to get through 3 time moving and 2 more time stop stars. Only one of them is relatively safe. Let's see. Pete probably going to go for these triple jump. Yep, time moving triples here. Very tight timing here. Definitely deserves the moniker as an advanced strat. You have to have a very good familiarity with the general mechanics of the game to really understand how exactly the nuances of that strat work. Understand what you're doing wrong when you fail. And all I think that was he kept hitting A just a little too early, maybe even just a frame too early. And because he wasn't really able to account for the slide, Mario got so much speed that even if he had been able to pull out a backup jump, it just... Pete, 2 for 2 on time-moving triples. Finishing off the top stars here, eating the ice cream cone from the top down. All right, one more time-moving star. And this is the one where the triple really matters because the alternate movement for get a hand is very awkward. This movement is very comfy past this triple. Just 2 long jumps and you're good to go. Okay, so now Pete's going to go back in on time stop to grab time jumps on moving bars, and then going to finish out with reds. Time jumps, not quite as dangerous as some of the other time moving stars, but can still be a little deadly in its own right. Yeah, Hops. Some players, for some reason, opt to do get a hand, then roll, then pendulums, but if you take a fall on roll, you don't really have a good backup at that point. But by doing that, like, top-down star order, you'll pretty well always have a backup. Oh! Pete kind of close to the edge there. I wasn't quite sure if that jump was going to come out right. The long jump wall kick not quite working like he wanted. But he's able to grab the star. Nice and handy now. All right, Pete just has reds left. Relatively safe. There are a couple of things that could happen that could make a death, but overall nowhere near, nowhere near as dangerous as the other stars that we're dealing with here. Oh, okay, a little bit close to the edge there, but the triple jump just didn't quite come out. Oh, he keeps falling down one platform at a time. Thank you so much, Hops. Okay, he's finished off with reds. Just got to talk to a little mushroom-headed guy, our favorite being Todd. The quickie pause there for some reason. Yeah, I guess it was like a temporary bandwidth thing. I don't know. I don't think there's anything I could close to try to make sure there was... Well, like, I don't think my computer's using anything else on the network, and there's no other network device on my router. Okay, so Pete moving on up into bits now. Had a little bit of an issue on the stair movement, but he could still pull out a 52. Those forward long jumps. All right, very, very nice triple dive there from that angle. Yes, E-Matt. You've never seen a forward long jump like that before? You can do it yourself on any elevator. It's best like on the fire seat elevator. If you try to start a long jump on the elevator and you just start mashing A, it'll do that. Oh, Pete not able to get that wall kick out. I think he probably just hit A too early there. But yeah, any steep incline like that, that you won't slide immediately down like staircases or elevators moving upwards, you can do those forward long jumps and do them very quickly. Moving left side from Pete, and it's good. Nice. Look, I'm only calling it a forward long jump because it looks like a BLJ. And it makes the noise of a BLJ. Yeah, reverse BLJ, that's a good name for it. Oh, Pete tried for some nice ending move and takes that triple fall there. Oof, oof, oof. All right, Pete in the middle of throws. Get those throw guesses out in chat. I think this will be a 3-throw fight. Might be a 4, but I'm thinking 3. Spinning him up. Nice extended hitbox there. Oh, dives right over the tail. Gonna have to run around Bowser a little bit there. Dum Dum saying 15 throws. I mean, maybe it'd take you 15 throws, but not a guy like Pete. 4th throw looking imminent now with that one miss. That's another hit there. Just needs one more hit, and he's good to go. Oh, another miss there. Looks like the 5 might be right. And there it is. 5-throw Bowser fight. Nicely done from Pete. Gonna finish out with a 52-45 or so, I think. Something like that. It's gonna be like a low to mid 52. Yeah, 52-40 on the dot, the lowest one you could get. GG's to Pete. Just real unfortunate on SuperViper's side that he had to take that forfeit so late in the game. The tilt is real, though. The tilt really can be real. Well, GG's to Pete. Don't go anywhere yet, folks. We've got one more Mario 64 Div 2 race today. This time, Zine versus JJ SRL. That should be a pretty hype matchup. Those two pretty close in the standings. So that'll be one I'm really looking forward to commenting for y'all. But I'm Electric. We'll be right back, folks. Stay tuned.